This is what I mean, by the way. Wait, hold on. This is what I mean, by the way, about... Wait, this is what I mean about the bad faith. The language that you elicit really does come off like you're just looking for clips. In front of children, Wait, stop. This tweet right here is unassailable. It is bulletproof. You could armor Iraqi soldiers with it, and they would be... that you could drop a Moab on them. You just did that accidentally. You're correcting yourself live. We could do this for another 5 hours. You've done this multiple times before.
No, I'm not correcting
you just did that live. You were like, wait, hold on. Can I come on now? Yeah, that seems like the natural progression of things. Hold on. Just I'm really not trying to come off as condescending here. It's just there's always a deeper hole, you know? Just be careful with what you say. Good evening.
Hello.
What do you have on your mind?
So when we try to conceive of what exactly a sex act is when someone is doing something with the specific intention of primarily appealing to a sexual desire or taste.
Your definition of sex act includes dressing for the club if you're looking to arouse people with your fat tits, and doesn't include leering at a child who you may or may not purchase for sexual acts. That seems to me like an that seems to me... Wait. Okay. That seems to me like a very unhelpful definition of sex acts. Going barefoot in a park where kids might be, when you have a foot fetishist partner. I cannot imagine that as a violation of anyone's consent.
People keep looking at me like, oh, Riley, you present a really, like, outlandish, crazy definition.
When it comes to arguments like this, I cannot imagine a person as intelligent as you would sincerely be making this argument as a component of some broader opposition to child sexual abuse, because that's not what it is. I mean, exempting some head injury, I mean, there has to be some other underlying motivation.
Do you think that it could not just be the case that I really care about protecting consent?
I think this is an extraordinarily bad way of doing it, if that's the case. But if you do, I mean, I guess sometimes the thought is not what counts, you know? So, okay, so let's really break it down then and isolate these variables, okay? Do you think that a person who orgasms from the vibrations of a bus, that them like coming while on a bus, like riding it, like that's a violation of the consent of the people on that bus?
It depends on whether or not they rode the bus with the primary intention of using it to get off. If they didn't, then I would say not.
The distinction between these things to me seems arbitrary and impossible to define. If our definition of a sex act is involving calculus and inference and all of this, and we're doing all of it to like mathematically determine what's appropriate in public, like, aren't there other ways we could talk about what's appropriate in public? Is wearing feet bare in public acceptable? Yes. Is kissing in public acceptable? Yes. Is wearing tube tops in public acceptable? Yes. Anything past that, any distinction or differentiation past that, seems like an effort in punishing sin. Like you're looking for people who are doing it the wrong way, almost. Like there's some invisible line.
I understand people are looking at me like, what the fuck, Riley?
I need the value explained to me on why it's wrong to masturbate while thinking of a person. Like, what are we defending? What am I fighting for?
So there we're defending, we're defending someone's categorical right to consent. That's what we're defending there.
I don't think their consent is relevant. They're not being invoked in anywhere but my thoughts. I'm not using their neurons. It's my neurons.
But we would still say that, but for them existing, you wouldn't be able to even picture what they look like. Like you cannot even do that without them existing.
So?
Okay, so here we have to figure out, like, where's the threshold for involving someone else?
I'm sure philosophers have lived and died discussing this. I'm uninterested. It does not involve merely thinking about a person. Wherever the line is, it's past that. I don't want to have a conversation about what exact level of contact. We're talking about thinking about a person here. This doesn't even count. Wherever the conversation starts, it's not here. Anyway, with regards to the specifics here, okay, fine. Making out with a person. Say a person has a hair trigger. You make out with them in public, they come from it. Now, making out with a person is undeniably a sexually gratifying act. When I make out with a person, the main reason I'm doing it is usually because we're horny. That is definitely not just like 51%. That's like overwhelmingly the reason that I am doing that.
So you're saying
you're
making out with someone primarily in order to orgasm, and then you come to orgasm in front of children.
No, in order to elicit arousal, and if they, in that arousal, nut in their pants, and it's in like a park or something. This is what I mean, by the way. Wait, hold on. This is what I mean, by the way, about, this is what I mean about the bad faith. The language that you elicit really does come off like you're just looking for clips. In front of children, in front of children. Wait, stop.
The implication of
Riley, nobody here, least of all me, would back off of a take, okay? I am fully aware of what I'm saying. I have at no point indicated that that's not the case. No, I've kept saying, you're in a park, you're in public, kids could be there. I've said this so many times, but every time you insist in front of the children, you're very clear you want to get that into, what, a 30 or 60-second snapshot of the conversation,
I'm not trying to get a clip.
It comes off that way. We all know what we're talking about. So stop
with my take,
the semantic runabout. Let's just...
This isn't semantics. This has to do with the specifics of this case.
So I ask you, you make out with them. You're in a public park. There are people of all ages there. The person with whom you are making out has a hair trigger, and they come from making out with you. What a gift they have.
What a gift, don't you think?
Do you think this is...
That.
I'm sorry?
I would distinguish that. I would say that in that case, you're not trying to get them to orgasm in that sense. They have a hair trigger. They come accidentally.
Anyone who comes from looking at their partner's bare feet also has a hair trigger.
That's not a hair trigger. You're appealing to specifically a foot fetish.
Yeah, and
there's a big difference between that.
Wait, okay. So, yes, if you have a foot fetish and you can come simply from looking at feet, you have a hair trigger in addition to having a foot fetish.
We're talking about someone doing something primarily in order to appeal to that specific sexual desire.
So is kissing. Wait, making out is a thing. When I make out with someone, I am doing it to specifically appeal to their sexual desire of being.
But you're not doing it specifically to get them off.
No, if you walk in public, by get them off, you mean orgasm.
Yeah.
Okay. The anybody who could come just from seeing feet, like out there, is as much of a hair trigger as a person who could come simply from making out.
We're talking about a sexual act.
Yeah, but we're not talking about orgasming.
To appeal. You are doing something because you know it's specifically appealing to
you
your
are
partners.
all over the place. This tweet does not even suggest orgasm.
I'm not all over the place. 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 I'm not all over the place.
Some people like feet. If you go, Riley, this tweet right here is unassailable. It is bulletproof. You could armor Iraqi soldiers with it, and they would be that you could drop a Moab on them. So you're telling me that if a person on Twitter was like, yeah, I don't care, I'll make out with my husband when I see him, I don't give a fuck where I am, you would like quote tweet that person and say, you're unintentionally or intentionally justifying pedophilia with these arguments. No, wait, hold on. We have established every single equivalence. We are talking about a sexually gratifying act done primarily for sexual gratification, a sex act, which we are doing in public. It is 100% equivalent. We have annihilated the orgasm. It is not relevant to this specific example because it wasn't in the tweets. The behavior... I am reduced to assuming that you just have a hatred for foot fetishes, which, by the way, same.
For any foot fetishists out there who are watching this right now.
Okay.
This is not an extreme take. I would say that if you're trying to defend being able to get off your partner sexually in front of children, in whatever way that is, then that would be a little sus.
Those tweet did not say get off.
They agreed.
We are you said what you said.
Wait, that's what the meeting
Riley,
was.
Riley,
I asked it.
Riley, it has been in my chat saying that is not the case. I don't believe you. Now, either way, Riley, I haven't muted yet, and I don't want to. You called Doe what you called Doe before this conversation. So based only on the content of the tweet, You must answer me. What is the difference between a person defending sloppy makeout sessions in public and what Doe tweeted, which did not involve getting off, did not involve orgasm, said only going barefoot around your foot fetishist partner to turn them on? As one does. When I make out with somebody, I am turned on. When somebody leans in to make out with me, they do it to turn me on because it's a makeout session. I want you to tell me, without any further context, does this tweet in and of itself suggest to you orgasm is involved?
This tweet leads to a reasonable implication that it is.
I think that is either insane or dishonest.
We have to make reasonable summations about what the meaning of these words are.
How is it reasonable?
Because it's talking about a foot fetish.
What is, you can have a foot fetish without coming in your pants. I have never known a person with a foot fetish who came in their pants because a person near them was barefoot. That's some high-level stuff.
Clearly it was reasonable since it agreed to that description of it.
Hold on. So Doe's here. So Doe is saying right now that this tweet does not contain any inference to orgasm, which I don't read in it either. As an orgasm lover, I'm not seeing it here. I want to and I can't.
If you are trying to do it in order to orgasm.
Wait, you think making out is only a sex act if you do it in an effort to orgasm?
You don't have to do it.
Wait, hold on. This is like a basic logical error. I'm not saying all forms of making out are sex acts, but like, so what about slapping a person's ass? If that doesn't make them orgasm, does that not make it sex?
If it's your partner, then it's just nothing.
What about squeezing their tits in public? Is that a sex act?
Not if you're trying to, not if you're not doing it in order to get them off.
Oh, wait, okay. So you're saying that I could grope my girlfriend's tits in public, but it's not a sex act because I know that my girlfriend can't come from it on its own.
No, all right, so this is a difference between, again, ontology and epistemology.
No, it's a difference between a sensible understanding of sex acts and a nonsensible one. Earlier, you agreed to my definition of a sex act, which just meant behavior adjacent to sexual interest or desire.
No, I didn't agree to it. I acknowledged.
So a sex act for you. So hold on, wait, Riley, wait, no, because Riley, you have a shovel and there's still dirt beneath you. You will never stop. So we can't. We could be here until 3 a.m. my time. We could be here forever. Explain to me, please, why the definition of a sex act should only contain things which are meant to achieve orgasm. What about people who like having their face pissed on? You can't come from that, can you? But it's absolutely a sex act.
We want to still be able to call that a sex act.
I agree. I don't think orgasm has anything to do with a sex act. I think it's...
And I would agree.
Okay.
I think that if the natural implication of that is arousing them enough to eventually bring them to orgasm, then yeah.
Like they're both... You just said orgasm wasn't the necessary...
Sorry. Yeah, all right. Then all right.
So you just did that accidentally. You're correcting yourself live. We could do this for another 5 hours. You've done this multiple times before.
No, I'm not correcting
you just did that live. You were like, wait, hold on.
I'm distinguishing kissing generally, all right, from kissing in the way that you are describing.
Nobody is talking about kissing generally. Hot and heavy makeout. You're wrapping your arms around it.
Generally, maybe this will help. Can we draw a distinction between sexual kissing and romantic kissing?
We wouldn't need to, because all I've ever been talking about is sexual kissing, and for some reason, for 80 times now, you felt the need to distinguish between that and the thing we're not talking about, which is non-sexual kissing. We don't need to, because the distinction, there's not just a line between these two. We have drawn a canyon between these two things. Riley, honest question. Do you know how sex works?
What? Yes.
Have you ever felt a breast before, man?
Yes.
You can satiate a fetish without it being driven to fulfill an orgasm.
No,
I'm almost concerned for you.
You know what the meaning of reasonable is?
No. Stop. Stop. Wait. I would actually say that. Riley, this is not. I'm not interested enough in this conversation for you to think that I'll just mute you instead of hanging up. I think what you're essentially saying is that if you have a makeout sesh with a person and you're in public and a kid sees you and you
Do you
defend
think that
later.
there's a difference between a makeout session and appealing to someone's foot fetish?
Yeah, actually, a makeout session is way the fuck more involved. There's physical contact and people can see what's going on. With a foot fetish, literally nobody knows because you're just barefoot. They just see a barefoot person.
Nobody knows, though.
So yeah, so I would actually say that, so first of all, neither of them enable pedophilia. But second of all, that the makeout sesh is actually, whatever characteristics you're approximating, the makeout sesh is much more so. I think I've more or less exhausted my patience here. I would say what you're making right here is an argument that hurts children. I think this is a moralist, wait, hold on.
What?
I think this is an
Hold on,
insane,
man.
wait, hold,
Just
Riley,
justify that.
I'll mute you. I think this is an insanely moralist argument that serves no purpose other than to dilute the meaning of actual child sex abuse, and you're using it specifically because you have some kind of weird fucking beef with this subject. I think it's borderline reprehensible that you would ever try to hop onto something as innocuous as making out with people in public and use it to justify.
How is that?
Like making out,
that?
you think making out in public is tantamount to non-consensually involving children in acts. I hope to God you've never made out with somebody in public, Riley, because if that's what you were thinking of, I'm disgusted. Jesus fuck. I hung up. I would have had to because there's no condition under which Riley would have ever ended that conversation. Like, Riley probably could have kept going for another 6 hours. That's fucking revolting. This is literally QAnon tier shit. RGR's like, I don't want to be mean. RGR gave me the behavior of like somebody who's ideologically a virgin. Holy shit. Like the whole conversation, like, well, a sex act was designed to get you to orgasm. Like, what? Fucking what? Well, not that. I mean, well, it's, you know, by getting off, I mean, like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Well, I look forward to her being added to the fucking VDS cabal, but Jesus Christ.
Wait a second, Riley.